Today is Monday, June the 9th, and over the weekend, the great developers at MotiveWave released version 3.4.6. So when you download it, remember to click and view the release notes, and you'll look and you'll see that in this version you have all of these features that have been added. Let me run through them in order. So now I'm running 3.4.6. The first is order preset quantities. Order preset quantities is specific to the instrument that you're trading. So in the case of JP Morgan, let's just right click on JP Morgan, say edit instrument, go into order presets, and you can add 300 to your preset orders. The default is between 10 and 200. You could add 500, and that'll be in your presets. See where it's right there. You can change your default quantity and your increment. That was always there, but the ability to add these different sizes now is been added to the order presets. Now there's another way to find that. And if you right click on the chart and say trade and say buy, here are your order presets right here. So this little icon right here brings up your order presets, and there's our 300 and 500, and there's our default quantity of 300, which we can increment by units of 100 as we set up in our defaults. Now anytime you want to change that, you can go directly into presets, and you have access to the order presets just like we did when we edited the instrument's default settings. Number two is the depth of market quantity selector. So let's open a depth of market window, and you'll see that our 300 and 500 have been added right across the top. So now your depth of market selectors are here, and there's the 300 and the 500 that we added. Next is alert touches. Before, when we set an alert, such as an alert on this trend line, and we right click, in order for an alert to be activated, the alert has to be beyond the item we're trying to set an alert on. It has to be beyond our current price, of course. So we right click on this now and say create an alert. Our choices are now to cross the trend line, above, below, or just touch the trend line. And where that's useful is if you're setting alerts up on moving averages. So you want to know when your price touches a certain moving average, because many times prices will not cross the moving average. They'll just touch the moving average and bounce. So this gives you finer control over how to set your alerts. The next is bar schemes. Now this is really a very nice feature, and let me show how that works on the JP Morgan chart. So let me open up JP Morgan, and let me right click on the chart and say chart settings, go into bar settings, and the bar schemes, you were used to normal and inside and outside. Now you've got added day of the week, alternate day, and alternate hour. Day of the week is the nicest one, I think, because it will recolor your bars based on the day of the week. So today is a Monday. Every red candle is a Monday. So if we're looking for trends on how is JP Morgan, let me just get a new template, clean this up a little bit. If we're looking to see how JP Morgan reacts on Mondays, we need only look for the red candles. And we look and see that how JP Morgan has behaved on Mondays. Similarly, Fridays are this color. Now the next feature, let me just finish off in the chart settings, and the other choices you have are alternate day. I mean, that's pretty obvious. It's just going to change the bar colors based on alternate days, and then alternate hours. The next feature that's been added is the Cypher pattern. If you go into your Fibonacci tools, into your components, into Fibonacci, into the Gartley patterns, you notice you've got an additional Gartley. You've got the Gartley, the butterfly, the crab, the deep crab, the bat, the alternate bat. The shark was added a few updates ago, and now you have the Cypher bull and the Cypher bear patterns have been added. Collapsing a quote sheet. if we wanted to add a quote sheet. So let's bring this back, and I've added a quote sheet. Quote sheets can now have multiple groups, and they can be collapsed. The way you add a new instrument is right-click on the group, add an instrument, and in your tech group you might want to have price line, and you can collapse your groups. So you weren't able to collapse the groups, and you can add multiple groups. So if you want to modify your quote sheet, right-click on quote sheet, and go into edit, and you can add, delete, reorder, and you can add other groups to your quote sheets as well. And lastly, let me go into my Apple chart here, and let me expand the page for you. Whoops. Apple's probably not a good choice today given that it's split. But here I have a regression channel that's been added with the Regression Channel tool. This tool here, you know that you can add standard channels, extended channels, and you can add regression channels. Now all of those have the capability for adding alerts. Right-click on the channel, create the alert, and you can have price crossing the top line, the regression line, or the bottom line of the channel, crossing above, below, or touches. So those are the new features that have been added to 3.4.6.